What's up, everyone? Champion's back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for Carlos Ulberg versus Dominick Reyes in Perth, Australia. I'm excited for this card. I know a lot of people are not very excited, and I can kind of understand. There's not necessarily the biggest name value. It's in Australia, and they're trying to highlight the Australian fighters, not necessarily the biggest ones like Volkanovski or Jack Della Maddalena, but I think it's a pretty good card still, nonetheless. So we'll be getting into it, but first, as always, we'll be going over what happened last week, how we did, or not last week because we had a week off, but the Noche card, Lopez versus Silva, and we'll get into it now. It wasn't my best, but it could have been way worse. I will tell you that. My goodness, it could have been a really bad card, and I made some like dumb bets I wish I didn't make, but I mean, I'll explain each one of those, but yeah, let's get into it by going from fight to fight. The first fight I had to bet on was Rodrigo Cincinnato versus Daniil Donchenko. I bet both sides in this fight. I bet the money line for Rodrigo Cincinnato because I thought he can win any sort of way possible, whether it be KO, submission, or decision. And I also had to bet on Donchenko to win by KO. So all in all, that was good for my part. I read it completely right, where it's like Donchenko's definitely allowed to KO this guy, and my goodness, it was a beating. It was a beating. I'm happy Donchenko won because Donchenko's a way more fun fighter than Cincinnato. Like him. The next fight I had to bet on was probably this one, Alex Pereira versus Montserrat Rendon. I had to bet on Pereira. I just had to put like enough to make a unit on it. I would say like I would be mad at myself for making this bet, but honestly I'm not. Like I don't think it was that bad because the fight went out how I thought it would in terms of like Pereira's physical enough to where she's not gonna get taken down. Like that's not gonna be happening. And like if someone told me going into the fight, okay, Alex Pereira is not going to get taken down at any point in this fight, would you take this bet? I would. I honestly would. Even if she's like on the back foot the whole time. I mean, losing Rendon is terrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm in a way, I'm sort of happy she lost because that means Rendon Fade is still in the UFC. I can put a lot more units on someone else to beat her that I'm more confident in. But Pereira just. I mean, she did the things I necessarily like somewhat wanted her to do, but she didn't like land enough and really do much. It was not a great fight, to be honest, and honestly could have went to her. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not like ultra angry about it, but hey, it is what it is. I'll live with myself. Shout out to Rendon. I will be fading you in the future because I really don't think she's good, and like she was throwing some stuff that was just bad. It was bad. Besides the point, let's get on to something else. Cedricus Dumas, Zachary's. I put a little bit on Dumas for like, I won't say the meme because I actually was planning on betting Dumas, but it was gonna be live, where I was like, wait for a little bit of round one to go at least, if not at the end of round one, and then live bet Dumas, just to say like I bet Dumas in a way. Honestly, he was doing pretty well early on in the fight. It was like, oh, this striking is kind of looking sort of smooth, like the most smooth I've seen it in like a while. But nut shot, he's donezo. It is what it is. They're gonna rebook it, I guess. So it's whatever. It's whatever. We'll be back again, I guess, for that one. The next fight I had a bet on was probably, it's probably what I think it is. Luis Garule, he's Aguilar. This is my biggest bet of the card. Or no, second biggest bet. This biggest bet was Suarez. But second biggest bet of the card, man, disappointing. It was so disappointing because it is exactly the fight I was thinking would be. Although maybe not exactly because he didn't push the pace as much as I would really wanted him to. I thought Garule would even like use some wrestling and he really didn't. I don't really know why. But oh my god, Garule's chin is just frustrating. It's frustrating because if his chin didn't have issues, he doesn't get hurt round three. It's clear as day Luis Garule all day, every day. But he gets hurt in round three. In round one, stumbled, not doing so well. Aguilar clear round, but Garule was picking up as the fight went on. But him getting hurt, it ruined his chances because he was winning the rest of round three. Besides that one moment, so that one really stung, and like that's the reason why I pretty much lost on the night. So. Like, that was a big sway. I had a lot of belief in Garule. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. I still think he's really good, but, man, I don't know how Aguilar's getting away with it. The next fight I had to bet on, Tatiana Suarez to beat Amanda Lemos. This is my biggest bet of the card. I also had a bet on the -3.5, so that kind of sucked. Where was it? Or -7.5, excuse me. Yeah, that sucked. She got hurt in like round 3, and I mean Lemos. Thank God Lemos didn't finish her. That would have been terrible. I was pretty confident like Suarez would have probably no problem with Lemos, and she didn't for the most part till like the very end, but my goodness, it wasn't a great look. But she did what she needed to do to win. It was not the most exciting thing ever, but I mean, hey, she did what she had to do. So shout out to Suarez. I can't be that mad. The next fight I had a bet on, I believe, was Dusko Todorovic, and I had money on Dusko Todorovic to win the fight by sub. Wish I put more on that, but it's okay. Yeah, it went exactly the way I thought it would. I knew Dusko was like pretty underrated on the mat. I was like, I think he can absolutely win this fight by like submission. So like, why not? And he absolutely did. Because I remember in his early fights, like he being somewhat surprised on his takedowns. Although I couldn't really find his like earlier fights, but I'm just like going off memory, which is not necessarily the best way to do capping. But I know he's got like a little bit of jiu-jitsu in him, and he showed it against a guy who's just terrible. Medina's very, very, very bad. Was that? No, I skipped the fight, but besides the point, Dusko Todorovic, very, very happy he pulled through. The fight I missed was Claudio Puelles to beat Joaquim Silva. He was so close. He was really close. I didn't have the biggest bet on Claudio Puelles, but I thought he looked amazing pretty early on. I like the wrestling increase in his games. I thought his striking was better too. But he got nuked. He didn't get KO'd, but like he got hurt, and him getting hurt cost him the fight. Sad thing to see, because I thought Puelles looked amazing. He looked improved, but it was still not enough against Joaquim Silva. So, I mean, props to Silva for the comeback victory. Next fight I had a bet on was Santiago Luna to beat Quang Lee. Put a little bit on that, but I had more on like, what was it, the under and fight ends by KO, which pulled through. Ended up working out well. So, I mean, I wasn't a great look getting like hurt by not great look. I shouldn't say that because Quang Lee can crack, but like getting hurt as quick as he did, as early as did, like I think the defense is a problem, needs to fix up. But man, great comeback win, great fight. Absolutely put it on Quang Lee after he found the shot on Quang Lee after he got hurt and stumbled. So yeah, shout out to Santiago Luna for that one. Next fight I had a bet on was is it David Martinez, Rob Font, where I had a bet on David Martinez to win inside distance, but if it went to decision, scorecard it voids. Ended up going to decision. He came close towards the end, but it was not enough time for Martinez. But I'm not mad with that bet. He wasn't really in trouble at any time to finish, and he had Rob Font situations where he could have finished. So I'm not too mad at that. It could have been way, way, way worse. So I'm not even gonna be like crying about like the results in this card. Like having this result, considering like the amount of trust I gave Gurule and him not coming through. It's something that like you have to accept. Like you won't win every week, but when you have those like the big bets that you have big belief in, sometimes they won't come through. Sometimes they will come through, and you'll make it big. This wasn't that big of a loss. I can be pretty happy with myself and come back strong for this Perth card, which I'm very, very excited for. So yeah, we'll get into the Perth card, but first the rest of the fights on the card. I didn't do good picks on that card anyways, to be honest. Like 5 of 14. I mean, to only lose like almost 3 units when I know like a lot of people got annihilated on the night. It's not the end of the world for me. Through these, Alessandro Costa, Aiden Correa, and I will say I have had some really good live bets like during the event, luckily enough. So it didn't like, I ended up not losing too much, to be honest, but it's not like I can really like, track them, the live bets and stuff like that. So I was like, I ended up like live betting Correa after round 1. I was like, okay, I think he's got the tools to beat Costa. Well, I absolutely beat up. Correa looked incredible. Happy I stayed away because Costa was just, the price tag made no sense. Talked about this one. Talked about it. Alexander Hernandez, Diego Ferreira. Man, Ferreira was looking really good, and then he got bonked. Someone actually hurt this guy, and it was Alexander Hernandez. He came through big with the big knockout shot in his home crowd. I'm surprised the ref didn't stop it sooner. Diego took a lot of damage because of that, but man, great win for Hernandez. Oh, wait. I did have a bet, but I mean, this wasn't a parlay that lost, but besides the point. Kelvin Gastelum to beat Dustin Stoltzfus. I knew Kelvin would win this, no problem. It's just like, Dustin's not good. I mean, he was landing some nice body kicks, to be fair, but like, KG's just so much better. I thought he won 30-27, no problem. Make your way. Make weight, KG. Rafa Garcia. Oh, wait. I did have one more bet on this card, and it was this one. Rafa Garcia beating Jared Gordon. I had a bet on Rafa Garcia plus 3.5. Great bet. Great bet. I feel bad that Jared Gordon was injured going into the fight because he got hit into the car. I hope the best. I met Jared Gordon at the Tampa event. That was the Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley event. Very nice guy. So I wish him nothing but the best. Recover, get better. But yeah, like it played out close, and even if Gordon didn't finish, it was like all. I was good. The plus 3.5 was gonna hit, even though the scorecards are pretty crazy. Like some of them were clear Garcia, and I just don't understand how it was like some of those rounds were like as clear as Garcia. But I mean, it's good for the plus 3.5 bet, so it is what it is. Talked about this one, and then the main event. I went with Gene Silva to beat Diego Lopez. I am so happy I didn't bet on this fight. I knew this was a possible result. If you heard my breakdown, I was like, Diego Lopez is a meme god. I don't think Gene Silva is even like that great, and like I still stand on that. I never did. So it's like I think Diego has a chance to win, but it's like I think he's just too hittable on the feet, and John could like hurt him, but like Diego Lopez is just unchinnable somehow. Yeah, I mean, Diego Lopez, smart game. He's getting smarter when he fights. Even though like round 2 was not that smart from him, where he's just getting hit a bunch. The spinning elbow was amazing. But he's able to grapple. It's so smart. Like I can't believe Diego Lopez is doing this. It's a great thing to see. I know a lot of people had doubts about his wrestling ability. It's definitely improving. Man, Diego Lopez is huge for the weight class. I love man. How does anyone not love Diego Lopez? What a great win for Volkanovski, by the way. Shout out to Volkanovski. Man, Diego Lopez, he's the real deal. And Gene Silva, I think, got pushed way too fast. And I mean, I think people are not gonna think he's that great anymore. And he isn't that great. He's all right. He's good. He's a top 15 ranked guy. But you put him in there with Yusuf Zalal, I think Zalal's gonna piece him up. To be honest, maybe not piece him up. Like that's not really how I would describe how Zalal fights, but Zalal would keep his distance, jab him up, wrestle, etc. I think Zalal would win that fight. So there. That is it for that. So now let's get into the fight night. Very excited for this one. Sadly, a lot of fights fell through, but it is what it is. Loma Lookboonmee versus Alexi Tainara. I hate picking this fight. I think Loma's live. I want to go Tainara by decision. I think Loma can survive, but I think the physicality will be the story. Like Loma's basically like a 105er. Tainara is pretty big, but it's like do not bet this fight is what I'm going to say. Don't even parlay Tainara. I don't think she's worth parlaying. I think her fight IQ is just you never know what she's going to do. I wouldn't put it past her to strike with Loma Lookboonmee for like a more prolonged period than she should be when she has a clear advantage on the ground. I don't trust her. I really don't trust her, and I don't think you should trust her either. Like she just beat Molly McCann by sub. Welcome to the club. Like that's nothing special. I think Loma absolutely has a chance to win. I don't blame anyone for playing her at the odds, but for me it's no thanks. I'm just completely passing on this one. But I lean Tainara because of physicality, but yeah, no thanks. Brando Perisic versus Elijah Ellison. Give me Perisic. I think it's a KO round 1. I've not really liked anything I've seen from Ellison. Like I think he's pretty like green from MMA. I know like this Perisic is 4-1, but like he has like some experience like otherwise like beforehand, and I just like what I've seen from tape on him way more than I have from Ellison. I think, and he's an Aussie guy here, the Balkan Bear. Shout out to the Balkans. I think he's gonna really put it on Ellison. I think he's gonna just KO him. I think it's just a level difference fight. I think he's better everywhere. I have a bet on Perisic, and I think he's gonna get it done. Like simple as that. I think it's levels fight, and I think they're trying to get the Aussie a win. I know it's supposed to be on Dana White Contender Series, but I mean they moved this fight to Australia for a reason. I think they're doing it for the Australian. Hot take. Yeah. Luana Carolina versus Michelle Montague. Give me Montague. I keep fading Luana Carolina. She keeps stinging me. I don't think Luana's good. I'll tell you what, Montague striking, not it. It's not it. But I'll tell you what else isn't it. Luana Carolina's takedown defense. Like, she gets taken down by everyone. And by everyone, Molly McCann took her down. Like, that's ridiculous. Petrovic, Stoliarenko, Budilova, like, all these girls have had some takedown success against her. Because Luana Carolina strikes dumb. Like, she strikes in a way that lets her exchanges like that to happen. Montague striking is not great. I'm not sure how she's gonna really like close the distance because her wrestling's not great either. Like I said, but it won't even matter because Luana Carolina's gonna run into her. Just Montague grabs onto her and we're going on a ride. She goes down to the ground, and we're in Montague's world. She trains at American Top Team. I love me some American Top Team. And Kayla Harrison's a good look. And something to mention, this fight's at 135. Montague's formerly fought at 155, 145. Now at 135. And like Luana Carolina, 125 to 135. I think that doesn't make a difference in terms of physicality. I think that absolutely matters. I think they're bringing the girl from the Oceania area to get a win here. I think it's a great matchup because I just think Luana Carolina gets taken out by everyone. I'm not going to be like going crazy with the bet. Like I'm trying to make one unit. I put her in a parlay with like some octagon stuff so I can just lower the number so I can not lower the number. I shouldn't say that because that's not how betting works. Like it's about finding value. I find value in octagon and putting those together. But the last leg on it is Michelle Montague, which I'm very happy with it. And like that's my one bet on it. I think her finish prop is an interesting look. Let me actually look at those odds since we're closer to fight time. So I'm very curious now. Because I think she's subbed everyone. Maybe there's a chance for like a TKO because of positioning. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I can see maybe Luana Carolina just playing guard and just not dying, so it could go decision. Like Montague inside the distance plus 140, it's okay. Plus 200 decision. I can't blame anyone for playing that. I think the money line's probably fine, to be honest. I think she should absolutely win, or maybe even the minus 3.5. I think that's probably an all right look. Although I won't be shocked if Carolina takes around. Just take the money line. I think so. Yeah, Michelle Montague, Colby Thickness versus Josias Musasa, the KO Wizard. I think the KO Wizard is gonna get a KO win. Honestly, I'll tell you what. If I didn't have worries about Colby's chin, I might even like consider picking him here. But I do. I really do. He's had so many sketchy moments with his chin, man. So many. It's in like the regional scene. Like it's not been great. I mean, he toughs it out. I give credit to him. He toughs it out and make his way like back into fights. But this guy hits different. Musasa. He's kind of a physical freak, and I think that physical freak is gonna be enough to keep the fight on the feet and land big bombs. Honestly, I think that's what Musasa is gonna do, and I think he's gonna KO him. I think the KO prop's a good look. Or KO decision. Like actually, that's minus 130. That's basically his money line. I don't expect him to sub him though. I don't expect him to try to get this fight down the ground at any point. But yeah, I think Musasa is gonna absolutely put it on Colby Thickness. I think the KO look is a good look. Maybe decision if you're like, you think Colby's toughness is there, but I don't think his chin's good enough, to be honest with you. I don't. So I think Musasa KO 1-2 or something, or maybe 2-3. I don't know. Or maybe round 3 decision if you like the later look, if that's what your thoughts are. I think those are the ways to look at this fight. So give me Musasa. I'm gonna be playing some kind of Musasa KO thing and Musasa like money line in some way. Money line or maybe the KO decision. Because there's no way this guy goes on the ground with Colby unless he's like hammer fisting. I just don't see it. So I'll probably be looking at the KO prop though for sure. Jamie Mullarkey versus Rolando Bedoya. I'm going Mullarkey. I just think this Bedoya guy is not good. I don't think he's good at all. And that gets me curious, actually. I need to check DraftKings. Because now I'm curious. I want to know what the decision-only prop on this. Because that gets me curious. Because, like, if I take out the possibility of Mullarkey getting KO'd as, like, the way he loses. Decision, a minus 170. They're onto it. Okay. Just curious about it. I think Mullarkey wins. I think Bedoya is straight up bad. He's not good. People are just going off a close fight, which, I mean, he won. He probably should have won against Chaos Williams. After two big dud performances against Jai Herbert and Kenan Song. Bad. He looked bad in both of those. I know Kenan, some of those were at 170. Now he's at his right weight class at 155. But I just don't see any improvement from this guy. I know Mullarkey's chin is a little worrisome, but I just think he's the better fighter. I'm not going to be putting too much money on this. I'll probably play Mullarkey's money line like a little bit, nothing crazy, but like I'm not putting enough to make a unit. Like I'm not doing that, but I think he's the better fighter. Yeah, I don't think this line is like this if the chin concerns anything else. So, and I don't think Bedoya is necessarily the biggest hitter either. So, yeah, give me Jamie Mullarkey to win. Andre Petrosky versus Cam Roston. Give me Petrosky, man. I think he's just better than this guy. I don't think this Cam Roston guy is that good at all. The method, submission or decision, I'm between those. I can see KO even. But I think I'm gonna go decision. I think he's gonna ride Cam Roston and win like that. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the wrestling difference is it's enough. Like, Cam Roston's been wrestled by guys in the past, and it's like Petrosky's a very competent UFC fighter. He's not no bum. I don't know why people act like this guy Andre Petrosky's terrible. He isn't. He's an all right fighter. Like, he's a pretty good guy with the Philly boys. I'm not sure. I don't think he's with them anymore, but I know he's still doing MMA and stuff like that. I forgot. I think he changed gyms, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, I still think he's a better fighter nonetheless. I think this Cam Roston guy is gonna stay on his back, like be put on his back, and Petrosky's gonna lay on him. There's a chance that Cam Roston coming up, and then with that him coming up, Petrosky gets a sub. I absolutely can see that. I don't hate it as like a little dart throw on like a Petrosky sub. But I think he'll probably end up decisioning him, and maybe Cam Roston keeps himself safe, but. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the fight. Navajo Sterling, Rodolfo Bellato. I got things to say about this one. Give me Sterling round 1 KO. I have a pretty nice bet on this fight. I love Sterling here. I think Bellato. If you've heard my thoughts on Bellato, you know how much I'm just like, this guy is not good, and I stand on it. He should be 0-3 in the UFC, in my opinion. Well, maybe I'll give him some leeway with the Craig one, because maybe it should be no contest, but even then I thought he lost round 1 in that fight. Ihor Potieria fight, I don't know how that wasn't a KO. I don't know how the referee didn't stop it. Unbelievable. Crute fight, I thought Crute won. He got 10-8, and I thought he won. I'm trying to remember, it's round 2 or it's one of those rounds. I think it was round 2. I thought he could have won, but it was close. I thought Crute won that fight. Craig fight, I thought Craig was winning, to be honest. It was not like the most clear round for Craig, but Bellato was looking very bad in that fight. He wasn't looking good, and he's wild. He's like a brawling type. Sterling's gonna KO here. I'm pretty confident he's getting a KO here. I'm gonna be looking at that KO prop, or something with that. It can happen in any round. I bet you. I think the odds for the KO prop are disgusting, and honestly, rightfully so. He's gonna knock this dude the hell out. He's gonna knock him out. He's too clean. Sterling's too clean. I know people are super down on Sterling. I get it. No, I don't really get it. He's a CKB guy. He fights like a CKB guy. He doesn't force a finish ever, which I like. I like that, because you don't. And if you try and force a finish, you leave yourself open to get finished as well. I like that he doesn't do that. He fights his fight, and Bellotto is going to be the reason why Sterling gets a finish, because Bellotto is going to go crazy and then run into a left hook, and then bam, Bellotto's asleep. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Sterling's just much better. Bellotto, if he's smart, should wrestle here and grapple. I don't trust his fight IQ. I don't think his fight IQ is any good at all. He does have a path, I will admit, but I don't care. I mean, I trust CKB's takedown defense, even if Navajo is really green. That's the scary part. He is green. I know I've said in the past about Navajo that he's gonna lose one of these fights one of these days pretty soon because of his greenness, but I have a lot of belief in his future. I think he is the real deal and will be the real deal. It's not how he is right now, but he's super young in this game, super new to mixed martial arts. I think he's gonna grow and become a really good fighter, and we're gonna see massive improvements coming up. I think he's just too good for this guy. I think this guy can sleep Bellotto. I think Bellotto's going to run into something. Give me Navo Sterling. I love him here. Tom Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. Give me Charlie Campbell. I like Nolan. I think actually, I'm going to go KO round 2. Maybe round 1. I should go round 1 because Campbell comes out pretty fast. I like Campbell here. Tom Nolan, I don't think he's like a bad fighter. I really like the performance he had against Slava Borshev, although I will say it's like grappling Borshev is not necessarily like the oh wow, unbelievable you did that. But at the same time, fight IQ. It's good to see him have some fight IQ for once, and it does seem like he's trying to get like better as a fighter. I think Campbell's a really underrated fighter. I think he's really good. The Cerro Longo guys, I think he's gonna. I like. It doesn't change the fact that Nolan's chin is still there to get hit. I think he's going to crack him. I think Campbell's going to crack him. It's possible that Nolan cracks him too. Not like Campbell's like the most defensively, like the best defensive guy either. I think he's a really good fighter too. Maybe not really good, but he's a good fighter. And Nolan thinks still young, getting better. So I think Charlie Campbell's going to put it on Nolan. I think he's going to win. I do worry about Tom Nolan being like humongous for the weight class, but I got belief in Charlie Campbell. I think he's a pretty good fighter. So yeah, give me Charlie Campbell. I'll have some sort of bet on Charlie Campbell because I think he is very live to win this fight. But this should be a banger. This is a great fight. Always put on a show. Jake Matthews, Neil Magny. The odds on this fight are disgusting. Why would you ever bet Jake Matthews at these odds? I'm going Jake Matthews decision. I think Neil Magny just not gonna die but get hurt and just like be tough. I think this fight goes to decision. I don't hate a look of like Jake Matthews round 3 or decision or something of that sign, that like sort of thing, like Jake Matthews by decision. If you want some way to play Jake Matthews, but Neil Magny's like it's a tough out. He's a good fighter. I don't know why Jake Matthews was like. What were the odds on like in Joe Kawani and Prado, like kind of even odds, and now he's like all of a sudden this massive favorite against Magny. Magny's not bad. He's lost to quality comp. I will say Matthews has looked really good as of late. He has, and I think he's improved his fight IQ. I have to say that as well. So, I mean, I expect him to do his thing. I'm not interested in really getting too involved in this fight. Like maybe I'll get interested in like a round 3 decision because I think if Matthews finishes him, it's going to be late. But I think it goes to decision. But yeah, I'll take Jake Matthews. I think he's going to win this fight. Jack Jenkins, Roman Tavares. Or Raymond. Not Roman. Raymond. Jack Jenkins. I'm going to go round 3. Finish by leg kicks, of course, because he's a leg kick king. I love Jack Jenkins. I'm probably a lot higher in Jack Jenkins than a lot of people are. I love this guy. I think he's really good. I thought he showed himself pretty good against Gabriel Santos. He's a really good fighter, and I know he had problems like mid-fight, like we just couldn't breathe, and his cardio went down. His cardio is usually really good. You can rely on his cardio. Raymond Tavares is a big step down in competition. Jack Jenkins is going to beat this guy up on the feet. Jack Jenkins is a great fighter. No, I shouldn't say great fighter, but he's a really good fighter. I like him a lot. I think Jack is very skilled on the feet. I think he's going to pick apart Raymond Tavares. Leg kicks are going to be there all day. Don't like Raymond Tavares missing weight either. Makes you wonder about Raymond. I think Jenkins is going to really put it on him. I think he's going to get a late finish. Like 2-3 finish for Jack Jenkins, it could be KO. It could be sub. I think Jenkins is better everywhere, if I'm being honest with you. So I think the 2-3 look is definitely live. You can absolutely get it done. And I like the look, so. Shout out Jack Jenkins. I love this guy a lot. I think he's going to get bounced back in Australia. I think it's his time. I think he's going to get the win here. And again, also, Raymond Tavares going out from 135, 145. I think he's going to I do think it's going to make a difference. So, yeah. Give me Jenkins. Jamie Crute versus Ivan Ersland. This is a tough fight for me. I want nothing to do with this. I'm going to go Crute sub round 1, but like, I wouldn't even be shocked if Ivan Ersland wins this fight. Ersland's an underrated fighter. He's a pretty alright fighter by all means. Crute is tough by all means. I won't be shocked if he gets chin though. Like his chin is there to get hit. Same with Ersland though, because I mean he gets hurt a bunch too. So I don't know. I think Crute is able to get a takedown. He's slow. He's so slow though. Like I don't know. Nothing to do with this. I wouldn't even be surprised if it goes to decision. Like I was thinking like maybe an under, but I don't even think I would even like that. Like I think the fight has a chance to go the distance even. So yeah, I don't know. No thanks for me. Just I guess I'm going the hometown guy by sub, but Ersland W would not shock me at all. Carlos Ulberg versus Dominick Reyes. Give me Carlos Ulberg. I think he's going to KO Dominick Reyes. I've been the guy who's been saying Carlos Ulberg, his fight is going to decision against Ozdemir and Jan Blachowicz. I said against Jan Blachowicz, he might not even win this fight because Jan Blachowicz is a really tough fight for him. Which is absolutely true. Absolutely true. I actually do want to show something regarding this fight. On Dominick Reyes' page. But I was saying all this stuff, like his fight's going to decision. I think this one is going to be a TKO. I have worries about Dominick Reyes' chin still. He hasn't really got a touch there at all, to be honest. So, I mean, we don't really know. I have to show you something. Look at this loss streak he's having. This is when he's getting all these losses. Look who he's paired up the fight against 2 times. Carlos Ulberg. They've been trying to get this fight for a while now. Before, like, Reyes started his winning streak. So, the UFC probably saw something in this matchup. So, I thought there was something interesting to mention. I think Ulberg's clean. He's very, very clean fighter. Dominick Reyes does not fight like Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz is so good at fighting orthodox fighters. And by orthodox, I don't mean the stance. I mean fighters who are good at stand-up, but like they're doing it in a more traditional sense, where it's like clean kickboxing, as opposed to something wild, like a crazy, like spinning elbow and all this stuff. That's what Jan struggles with. Someone like Yuri Prochazka would be a nightmare for Jan Blachowicz. But guys like Carlos Ulberg, Israel Adesanya, those kinds of fighters, Ankalaev even, they struggle with him, especially on the feet. It's a different matchup here. I think Reyes, like they're both kind of counter strikers, so that's like the worry. But I do think Reyes is going to be the one like who's going to end up like coming forward at one point and then getting slept. That's what I end up thinking it's going to be. I won't be shocked if there's if it goes to decision by any means, but like I think he gets a KO. Like I think it's gonna happen within 3 rounds. If it doesn't happen in 3 rounds, it's probably going to decision. So like Carlos Ulberg KO 1, 2, 3 plus 115. I don't hate it. I think that's kind of what I think is gonna happen. So yeah, I think 1, 2, 3 are probably the rounds that's gonna happen. Yeah, give me Carlos Ulberg. I think he's gonna knock out Dominick Reyes. Yeah, good stuff. So now let's go through all the picks again and go through more takedowns and more significant strikes. Which ones I like of those bets. And actually, those odds have a chance to be up. I'm curious. Are they? They are. Or at least some of them. Maybe not for the first fights. Let's find out. Not for all of them, but we'll go over them anyways. Tainara Lukebunmi. Tainara, more takedowns for sure. I don't see why Loma would go for any takedowns. Why would she do that? I would go Loma 6 strikes though, because there's a chance Tainara just dumb enough to go on the feet with Loma, and she's out 6 strikes her, and even if she loses. But yeah, Perisic, Ellison, 6 strikes. Perisic, I think it's gonna just KO this guy, to be honest. I guess Ellison might be the one going for more takedowns, so maybe that would be the look. But I wouldn't be surprised if Perisic even is the one to do it. So I want nothing to do with the takedowns, but more 6 strikes. I like Perisic. Luana Carolina, Michelle Montague. Montague, more takedowns, 100%. Why would Carolina go for a single takedown here? She'd be dumb too. Like, the only way I can see Luana Carolina takedown is she reverses Montague and lands on top, which I guess is possible. So maybe don't parlay Montague takedowns like that, but I think it's pretty safe otherwise. I want to be really dumb to try to go ground with Montague. So, like, why do that? More 6 strikes, I guess, Luana. Although I could see a world where Montague postures up and lands some stuff, and as a result gets a 6 strike bet. I won't want anything to do with the 6 strikes of that one. Kobe thickness, Josiah's Musasa. Takedowns, Kobe all day. I would be shocked if Musasa goes for any takedowns. Why would he do that? Be dumb. More 6 strikes, Musasa. I think he's about a striker on the feet, to be honest. I don't think Kobe's striking is that good. I think he's going to land a nice amount, even though he hits really hard. I think he's going to put some nice volume behind it. So, yeah, give me Musasa for that. Jamie Malarkey, Rolando Bedoya. I mean, Bedoya just absorbs punches all day, every day. So I'm going to go Malarkey, more 6 strikes. And more takedowns, Malarkey. But I don't know. But I think this fight's going to stay on the feet, to be honest. Petrosky, Cam Roston. Petrosky, more takedowns. I really like that a lot. I don't think Roston's really going to be trying to go for takedowns against... I mean, maybe he will, honestly. Maybe he will. But, I mean, it's kind of playing into Petrosky's fight that he wants. More 6 strikes. I am going to lean Petrosky because I think he's going to get the position, stay on top for most of the fight, and not get striked. But I wouldn't even touch that part, personally. Navo, Sterling, Rodolfo Ballado. This is interesting. I'll go 6 strike Sterling, but I will say, would I be shocked if Bellotto lands a little bit more and then just gets KO'd and then you lose a 6 strike bet on Navo? I wouldn't be shocked about it. So that's why I say try a little easy on that one. Although if the fight extends, it's probably gonna be Navajo because he's gonna be too clean for Bellotto. I think he's gonna find the shot anyway. More takedowns, probably Bellotto. Why would Navajo really go for any takedowns on Bellotto? I'd be kind of shocked by that. But yeah, Navajo Sterling. I would lean 6 strikes, but it can be a worry. I can be a worry, and there's probably odds on that. So I'm actually curious. Yeah, minus 240. It sounds about right. It sounds about right to me. Charlie Campbell, Tom Nolan. Interesting. I would lean Campbell more takedowns. I think he's gonna be more willing to go for takedowns than Nolan is. More 6 strikes. I think can go either way. I think Campbell more 6 strikes bet at plus money, plus 115. I don't hate that. The reason why I like that is because he does tend to start pretty fast, and even if he starts fast and just gets KO'd, you can still win that 6 strikes bet. So I actually don't hate that look on Charlie Campbell. Your worry would be if the fight extends and Tom Nolan's finding his range, or Campbell can't get takedowns and he doesn't get 6 strike when he gets takedowns. So I think those are looks for it. I think I'd like that 6 strike look on Charlie Campbell at the plus money. Jake Matthews, Neil Magny. More takedowns, I guess. Magny, why? But at the same time, I don't know. Jake Matthews shouldn't be going for any takedowns here. Why would he do that? But though I think it would be tough for Magny to get takedowns, to be honest. But more 6 strikes, probably Matthews. Although I'm not sure if I expect the volume from it. So honestly, complete stay away from me. I don't want anything to do with this. Or either of those. Jack Jenkins, Raymond Tavares. Jenkins, 6 strikes or takedowns. Yes. I don't see how Raymond's gonna be out 6 striking Jack. I don't see how he's gonna be out taking down Jack. I like Jack in both of those areas a lot. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good matchup for Mr. Jack Jenkins, as he says it. Jimmy Crute, Ivan Arslan. Crute more takedowns. I think that's actually probably pretty safe. I don't think if Arslan goes for a takedown, I don't know what's going on anymore. That'd be crazy. 6 strikes. I guess it depends on the type of fight. If Crute's postures up. I guess I'll go Arslan at the plus money for 6 strikes. I don't hate that as a look, especially if the fight extends. That'll be even more live because Crute's just so hittable. But I'll still go Crute sub, but there's just what I think happens. But if the fight does extend, Arslan 6 strikes is definitely live at plus money. Then Ulberg, Reyes. Ulberg 6 strikes I think is good. More takedowns, I guess. Reyes. Like I don't know who'd be going for any takedowns. Probably Reyes. But I think more 6 strikes. Ulberg. I think he's gonna fight this type of fight and win. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks you so much for watching. You can check me out at betmma.tips, champ bets, and yeah, I have a fun card. I'm very, very excited. Hope you can cash on this one. And we got a fun pay-per-view next week, and I'm very, very excited. Have some hot takes ready for that one. So we'll be getting to that one soon. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.